So, how would you like to swap your 70-inch flat screen TV for one of those old black and white 13-inch cathode tube sets? Not a good idea? How about your brand new smartphone for one of those cell phones from the 80s that look like a brick? Okay, not a good idea. What about your brand new Tesla for a Ford Model T? No, right? But I bet you want a guitar that was built in 1959. What's up everybody, Leandro Oliveira here. Remember to subscribe to the channel before you watch the video. Do that and I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna be your friend forever. I can help you. I'm gonna owe you one. I can help you move a very, very heavy couch. But I will not pick you up in the airport. Under no circumstances will I pick you up on the airport. Today we're gonna talk about vintage gear. I really don't understand the fetish that some guitar players have with vintage gear. Now, okay, let's put it this way. There's some old gear that that had a very, very cool sound, and no one is making that stuff anymore. I guess that happens more with like old studio gear. For example, an Eventide H3000 comes to mind. It had a really cool sound, and they're not making it anymore. So I understand someone wanting to buy that particular piece of gear. But when it comes to guitars and amplifiers, and even pedals, yeah, that I can't really understand. Because, I mean, guitars and amplifiers haven't really changed all that much. Of course, there's new technology that gets introduced, and things are improved, especially in the amplifier front. I'd say that guitars are pretty much the same thing they have always been. There are companies that are making things that are cutting edge, like for example Relish Guitars is making some really wild stuff in terms of technology with guitars, and then there are, of course, there are companies that are making guitars that are not even made out of woods, like Aristides. It's made of like some composite resin or something, and that's cool. I find that really, really cool. But other than that, the guitars haven't really changed all that much, and I find it hard to understand when someone is gassing over something that was made 60 years ago because they think that it's better quality, or they think that it has a better sound. Like pickups. Pickups, they're not rocket science. It's just copper wire wrapped around a magnet. What, you really think that we somehow forgot the special formula, like the magic trick for wrapping copper wire around the magnet in the past 60 years, 50 years? No. There are plenty of pickups that sound cool nowadays, And lastly, what does it say about a company if you think that the best gear that they've made was put out 50, 60 years ago? Why would you want to buy anything from that company? I mean, there are plenty of guys out there trying to make better gear, And arguably, we can make stuff nowadays with a lot more consistency and a lot more quality than the stuff that was made back then. Because remember, they weren't making pieces of art; they were just making utilitarian gear. I've heard Dave Friedman talking about some of the amps that he had to service over the years, and he talked about an old Plexi, and when he got inside, the guy said that there was something wrong with the sound. And when he got inside, he noticed that all of the places in the circuit where you usually use an 100K resistor, they had like an 82K resistor or something like that. Why? Well, probably because the factory had run out of 100K resistors at that time when they were putting that thing together. So they just threw whatever components, whatever resistor was the closest in value to the 100K, which turned out to be like 82 or 85. I don't remember exactly what it was. I mean, that makes a difference in the sound of the amplifier. And even if they had 100K resistors, I mean, the tolerances back in those times, you used to have components that could vary 10, 15%, So I have a Marshall replica over here that's made with a lot more consistency and quality than anything that was put out in the 70s. It might not have the mojo, but old circuits don't have anything magical about them. They're just old circuits. All right, well, that's just something, a thought that I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you want to scream at me and say that it's blasphemy, then do it. Don't forget to like if you like this video, or dislike if you think I'm a moron. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, and see you next time.